right, welcome back to the Back and Body Hurts Rave podcast, where we talk about all things EDM related. I'm joined here with Sonny.
Hey, everyone.
Yikern.
Hey.
And Christine.
Hi.
So for this week's topic, we are going to wrap up 2023. We're going to talk about our favorite shows, the festivals we went to, some of the venues that we discovered. But before that, does anyone want to say anything or have anything to say?
Another bender for Christine.
Upcoming or continuing?
Continuing.
I would say that my December is actually pretty light in comparison to what November was. November, I was pretty much going to shows, two or three shows per weekend. Just trying to rack up the numbers. Like, I don't want to be a rookie anymore. So maybe next year I'm graduating from a baby raver to a more intermediate role, I would say, in the company.
Trance classics only?
Trance classics only.
Just go to deep. Hard techno and trance classic, right?
Yeah, those are the two genres. Nothing else. If it's not real trance, I don't want it.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks because we're recording this a bit later than from our last episode, and we did launch, which is kind of
we got a little bit busy. We did launch, and we were happy with the feedback and also the comments that people shared. So we will continuously improve our camera angles and whatnot, the way how we talk and how we format the show.
Yeah, this week's episode, we actually have 3 cameras this time. Yeah. Went from one iPad to 2 cameras. Now we're at 3.
Yeah, so like we've constantly been making improvements, and with your guys' feedback, we're going to continue making more improvements, especially with the formatting as well, with how we reach out to you guys. So yeah, big things in 2024.
Yeah.
But 2023 was a good year.
Yeah. Any honorable mentions for shows that you guys went to?
Well, I think the big one we were talking about for weeks was Eli Brown happening, right? Mm-hmm. Finally, the week came, and surprisingly, like, it was good. I like that, like, just being at Coda. I know me and Christine went Thursday.
I haven't been in a while, so yeah. Favorite venue in the city.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we went Thursday, and then you guys went Friday, right?
Yeah, we went Friday. Yes.
Yeah.
I think he played an extra 30 minutes.
He did. Friday. That's what I heard too. He played 30 minutes, but surprisingly, you know what we talked about, how like the ticket selling process was like absolutely fucked for that. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel crowded. I felt like maybe because it was like Insomniac or something. It was.
The Thursday one I feel like probably wasn't as busy as the Friday one. The Friday one was pretty packed.
Was it pretty bad? Yeah. But like I've seen Coda slam way worse before, like for Marsh, when Marsh happened. That felt a lot worse than Eli Brown. Like we had so much room when we were on the dance floor, right, Christine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was for your Thursday show, though.
But still, it technically sold out, right? Yeah. They didn't really sell door. They had door tickets.
They had door tickets.
It was like $50, but I don't know how many. Like they announced that they didn't have, and then last minute they're like, "Oh, we have door tickets." But I don't know. It felt pretty good.
The door tickets were like $60, $40
for
right?
Friday.
Yeah.
For Friday, it was an extra. Yeah.
Mm. So extra $10 for Friday, and then $50 for
something like that.
Not bad. But yeah, I thought the set was fine. Like just what I expected. Like he's been on a good trajectory this year.
I find most of the time DJs, like the best part of the set is the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Last an hour,
yeah. They're still warming up at the first hour, I think. But yeah, last 30 minutes is don't miss the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
What else? I think when you guys went the Friday, I went to Camo and Crooked. That was the best DnB show I've seen this year, which was like fantastic. So it was at Nomad, first DnB show at Nomad. At least that I'm aware of since they launched. And Camo and Crooked played like an hour and a half, and they played like all their bangers, all old school bangers, crazy mashups. It was sold out as well, but it didn't feel sold out. It was funny too. You know, the one thing that you guys always know with sold out shows, it's always funny where you start the set and where you end off the set in terms of your position in the crowd. It was like one of those nights where it was like apparent. We started off like front left, and then slowly we got pushed like not even back. We got pushed like towards the middle, and then we did like a like a linear S curve, like to the back right at one point, and it still sounded good. I remember last time you guys said for Maddox, it didn't sound good.
Yeah, the sound was kind of questionable.
But it sounded really good, like for us. Like
Was it slammed?
No, it never felt crowded. The only problem with Nomad that it makes it feel slammed is because like there's too many people like going in and out of the crowd.
But the thing why it wasn't slammed is because there was LA Brown the same night. So a lot of people opted to go to that instead of.
It's still a sold out show. They said it was a sold out show.
I think Maddox oversold their show.
That's the thing too, right? I think, and this is where I go back to Coda, where they said sold out for Eli Brown, but was it really sold out, or did they just limit it to a certain number compared to other promoters?
Friday was definitely sold out.
Okay.
Yeah, it was packed.
Okay.
Yeah, like it was definitely a lot more people than the usual Coda crowd. Like even when we were standing dancing on the side of the behind the booth, the benches behind the booth, there were a lot of people sitting down rather than like dance, because most of the time, like I think 90% of Coda shows that I've been to, you always have a place to sit in that spot, no matter how crowded it is. But at Eli Brown on Friday,
Where
there was
the
little
ramp
to no
is,
seats.
right?
Huh?
Where the ramp is?
No,
the
the
seats
right booths. The seats behind the right booths.
Yeah, where the ramp is.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Where the stairs up, yeah.
Yeah, usually we're hover on right side though. I usually don't go to that back bar area. But like, or are you talking about that back right area where we usually go? That one? Or are you talking about
The where we were at Marsh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most of the time at Marsh, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Christine, you went to Bardem, right? I heard they had a hard techno night.
Yes.
So I was interested in that.
My
Are you
sorority
converted?
child.
Are you fully converted now to hard techno?
Yeah, I like hard techno.
You like hard techno?
I like high BPM. I always like high.
As what we talk about in our Trance 2024 hard techno. I guess we're doing more group outings then.
Yes.
All hard techno.
That's a lot coming up.
That's a lot coming up.
So it was a few people playing, but I went specifically for like my kiddo Alyssa, so DJ Liz, and her boyfriend who does producing, which is Ben. Shout out to Ben, and Kitano, which is Nolan. So Nolan and Ben are like a duo, producer DJ duo. And yeah, so Alyssa was playing hard techno, and she literally said it was like they asked her to play it, and it was her first time playing it.
Oh, really?
I thought it was pretty good.
She's a dub head, right? I think she's been dubstep, right?
I wanna.
Or
Okay,
melodic
so
dub?
let's see. I think she started to listen to EDM like in 2021.
Oh, okay. So she's
And
still
she
a baby.
started
She's still a baby.
DJing
Still,
pretty late, because I was so proud to see what she was doing, because she started off liking Millennium, and then
That seems to be a common trend.
yeah,
in this.
and then I still remember her being like, "Oh my god, I have to go catch the Millennium like show. Was it the Rebel show last year? Yeah." She's like, "Oh my god, I have to go catch it." And I'm like, "Bro, like what?" And then later on, she got into Psytrance not too long after.
That's a crazy jump. But
Yeah,
man,
and then and that's
all for
what
it.
I like. So I was like, "Yo, that's my child." And then now she's playing hard techno, and her Nolan and Ben, they're into that stuff like techno and more of like more underground stuff. So yeah, it was great to see. The crowd was receptive, and yeah, but I did see somebody in the crowd like pulling up their phone. I don't know if they were joking or not. They were like, "Yo, I should ask her to play Millennium."
Would she have done it?
I don't think so.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a way big. The genres are too different.
Too big.
You
Millennium
lose
to
the crowd.
hard
You lose the
techno.
crowd. If a crowd's expecting hard techno, you drop Millennium. Unless it's a hard techno remix of a Millennium song, and you make it known, you're gonna lose the crowd.
Yeah.
And they might throw stuff. Not really, but still. I got one topic of discussion I want to ask you guys. So I know you've gone to DnB shows, and you've gone I think all of us have gone to DnB shows
Yes.
over the years. But an MC, I don't think you've experienced an MC at a DnB show, have you?
I've never experienced, yes.
Have you guys?
Yes.
Okay, so at Camo and Crooked, they had an MC. Now the hot topic is how do you feel about MCs in DnB? Because if you ask a lot of people, like some people say that MCs are more important than the actual DJs for DnB.
I think it's
Because it's ingrained in UK culture to have MCs, whereas here it's like hit or miss, and then sometimes I find the MC can ruin it. But then if I if I mention what I just said to someone else, I might get my head torn off saying, oh, you don't actually like DnB because you don't respect the MC. So for me, they had a MC for Cameron Crooked, well-known MC, tours with them too. He was decent, but I felt seeing a Cameron Crooked set without a MC before, it wasn't needed. So what's your guys' thoughts on that? Does it depend on the artist? Does it depend
I'm not
on
a big fan of MCs
at all.
No, I just want to hear their music. I don't really want to hear some guy talk.
I think,
or like do their
hype up the crowd.
yeah, the hyping, yeah.
I think as a casual listener, I think I used to be into DnB a little more when I first discovered it. But I would like to say I'm a casual listener now. As a casual listener, I think, like, I do agree, like, it's part of the culture for DnB, so there should be an MC, but I wouldn't care if they weren't there. Like, and if they were there the whole time, then I probably wouldn't like it because I'm not here to listen to their voice.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like, my thing is, like, I've seen a lot of people who are probably watching have heard of Andy C. And
yeah, I've seen that's what I'm basing off of.
Andy C with Tony Piper is like, I cannot see.
He has two MCs, right?
It's usually just Tony Piper nowadays.
Like, he's switching off.
No. It's
just
usually just Tony Piper. And honestly, I cannot see an Andy C set without Tony because I find he adds much more value as an MC for Andy C set.
Is it because Andy C plays off of the fly?
It's because of it's more the flow. I think it's because, like, Tony Piper knows when to hype up the crowd and when not to. It just works with an Andy C set. This is where I'm like, some artists, I'm like, I feel like you still need to experience it, like, with an MC to see how it is. But I find some people, like K9, for example, with an MC and without an MC, like, I want K9 without an MC, hands down, every time. Because, like, his music just speaks for himself and the way he DJs. I saw a Rusko set with an MC, and it was probably my worst set I've seen all last year.
I don't think he's very DnB, is he?
No. So Rusko nowadays is all DnB. If he'll announce if he's doing a dub set as a dub set. He's now mostly DnB, but he does, like, the old dubstep. Because that's what he's known for.
That's what I like him for.
Yeah, that's what he still does that, but he mostly plays a DnB set. So I'm actually going to see him Chasing Status night. And then we're going New Year's to see his 360 set, which will be fun.
Where's that?
It's in Buffalo. We're going to Buffalo.
Oh, right.
You're in Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm doing Buffalo New Year's. I don't want to do it in Canada, yo.
Again.
Well, then again, I'm not even the one furthest away. Christine's going to...
I'm going to Countdown.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone else has to travel now, and then we got every region covered. Someone go to New York.
Me and Nico will stay here. We'll hold down the fort.
But yeah, I think the other one we want to talk about is Nico Moreno.
Moreno, yeah, that was kind of a mess. So it was at CZ, and I think they oversold tickets, and the line out the door was all the way around the corner, all the way to the back, and you couldn't even get in if you didn't pay the bouncer ticket.
Yeah, I remember the moment we looked at the line. You guys didn't arrive yet. We're like, yo, we're all just paying bypass.
Yeah,
fuck it, $20. I'm not waiting an hour.
No, it was not worth it to wait in that line.
Yeah, to get in. It was bad on that up front, and then it just got worse as we got inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, set was fire though.
Well, the set was good.
Let's agree. The set was
vibes.
Good. Like, for an underground vibe, like CZ we've talked about before. CZ's our underground club. So he did start at 4 a.m., which kind of degen hours.
Yeah, I think a lot of people weren't happy about that he started at 4 a.m. Well, what can you do?
Yeah.
How many people were before that, like DJs?
They started at like 10. To be
wow.
honest. It was like a full night.
I feel like it's a bang for a buck.
But the thing is, like, most people showed up at like 2 or 3. That's the problem with it, right? Like, we talked about, like, way back too. Like, 4 a.m. for a start time. Okay, I will say one thing. The 4 a.m. allowed me to go to Cassian.
Yeah, this is how you maximize events. We go back to him, and this is how you maximize events.
Yeah. So it was my friend's birthday too. So it was like I was able to attend my friend's birthday. I had to leave Cassian maybe like half an hour early, but like I was able to go to CZ right after that. Whereas you guys napped.
Yeah, we did
nap. Took a nap before he went.
Exactly.
There's no way.
Yeah, but yeah, once we got inside, man, that heat.
Yeah, it was bad.
That was dangerous.
It was pretty dangerous.
That was dangerous.
Especially if you were standing in the crowd in front of the booth. People had to leave. I know a couple friends that got too hot and they just weren't having a good time, so they left.
Yeah, I'm happy. Our group, when we showed up, we were like, nope, we're staying right here.
Yeah,
and we did not move. So We stayed near the back. Yeah,
we knew going into it, it was gonna be a sweatbox. It was gonna be so hot, so we knew. Like,
I didn't expect it to be
the back.
that bad though.
Yeah.
That was like bad.
That was bad. Yeah.
That was like hard to breathe bad, which is like
They also had like poor management. It's because like
they ran out of water.
At one point, they ran out of water.
They-
Yeah.
They ran out of water once. Second is that they don't allow people to go outside and take a break and
Yeah.
come back in. Every time when you want to go out, you have to like rip off your wristbands. And so people start smoking indoors with
Yeah.
cigarettes.
Oh my
I
gosh.
heard.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
when they
It
did
was
that,
bad.
you actually had to pay $100 to get back in.
Yeah.
Because
For a door
like,
ticket, yeah.
Yeah. So like there was some
Questionable.
not customer service stuff
Yeah.
involved. It felt more greed from the organizers and the venue to like just make more money. Like
was
even
a-
at the door, it was like $100.
They did make a statement to apologize and try to improve in the future.
There was a DJ who ranted about it, right?
Yeah. That was
Ali K.
Ali K.
Yeah. She once again she it's all about caring for the scene, right?
Yeah.
You should never have your ravers be once again we talk people were on vitamins probably too. You should never put your ravers in parallel. You should like as a venue, you know stuff like that's gonna happen, but you should always have the right aid and the right atmosphere to make sure your people are safe, right?
At least like they had the door opened at some point in the corner. To
But
bring in the
when
water.
that door opened,
Yeah.
it was like second. It was like I want to say like fifth wind at that
Yeah,
point.
that
because
was like one of the
because
best
literally
moments.
someone fanning me was like first wind. Then that fan that was right next to the bar was like second wind when we just stood there. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, when that door opened, I'm like, yeah, this is how it should have been all night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just that airflow.
But
No
then they closed
airflow.
it after too, and then I was like, oh well, there
Yeah.
was that. I heard the fire alarm went off too.
Yeah, but we left at that point, but apparently at 6:30 the fire alarm went off.
Yeah.
I think someone pulled it. Just like saying, fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and could be. Because like people smoking inside didn't set off the fire alarm, so
Yeah.
high chance that somebody pulled it.
But yeah, mostly wholesome stuff at the. We went to TDJ though.
TJ was really
That was
a really good.
That was
show.
a gamble that we took too because none of us really committed until like day of or day before.
Yeah, but prices weren't like crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I went for
Yeah.
$40.
'Cause we bought her for like we bought it for cheaper. I bought it for what $25.
I paid
Yeah,
$40.
I bought
Yeah.
about 25
But
bucks.
it
Yeah.
was so worth the $40.
Oh man, that was. I think we didn't really mention this on our. I don't recall us mentioning it on our trends for 2024. I think that is.
Yeah, I think if TDJ can bring trance back.
But well, I
That's
think
how- that's how much I
I
enjoyed
think
that
that
show.
sound will bring trance back because it's like an upbeat techno, like it's like modernized trance
Yeah,
with a
yeah.
techno beat.
Yeah.
There's a couple DJs doing that. TJ Heartstrings, for those of you who know,
Yeah.
is doing
I
exactly
love DJ
something.
Hard Trains.
And then also Martin, DJ Daddy Trance is what they call him.
Yeah,
Martin,
Daddy Trance. Yeah.
Martin Horf. I can't say his name probably. Horf.
Martin Hofstetter or
Hofstetter?
something like that.
Like that sound exactly like TDJ, and it's like new age trance, which
Yeah,
was like
yeah,
with the
yeah, it
classic
is.
flair. It was like honestly, I was having the time of my life. That was you'll see on my list. It made it on one of my lists.
So the artists are similar to Heartstrings, DJ Daddy Trance. There's also Part Time Killers. The My Barn, the
MCT,
those guys.
MCRT.
Yeah. The more funky type of.
To be honest, I've
Yeah.
gone down the rabbit hole too. I was talking with a friend, and we were just like discussing music too. And like she sent me some stuff, I sent her some stuff, and I was like, "This is it. This is
Yeah,
now. It's
yeah.
gonna happen in 2024.
Yeah.
I need more of this. It is so good." But yeah,
Okay, one thing I did notice about TDJ's Coda venue, it was significantly louder.
Yeah, it was.
okay, but I think it's also so it's louder, but I also think it sounds better because of less bodies. I feel like I've tested this theory at Coda where like when a show is like empty and you stand right on the disco wall, it is sound like the sound at Coda is unreal because there's no bodies to like
to like deflect,
To
away
deflect the sound, right? It
no,
sounds
I
way
don't
better.
think so. Like,
you don't think so?
Because I went to a Trox, right? And
Yeah.
the Trox was practically very little people. I would say like around 100, 200. So there was a lot of room to move around in. And when I stood under the disco ball, like it was not as loud as I heard in TDJ because I was trying to talk to you, right? You could say, I couldn't hear.
Oh, I couldn't hear.
Yeah,
and this guy's
it
trying to
was
talk
so
to me.
loud, I
It's
don't
like
know.
I'm brushing him away, like, bro. I was like, get out of here.
Yeah, until we actually moved to our usual spot at the
You are right, yeah.
next to the DJ on the right hand side where the speakers and the steps are. That sounds a lot more comfortable than it is underneath, right in front of the stage. That was my
sounded
take.
good though.
It sounded good.
I kept bouncing back and forth.
But it was so loud. I think I definitely got hearing damage after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even with
most of the
earplugs,
time I
even
was-
with earplugs too.
Yeah,
right?
most of the time I was checking whether my earplugs was in. That was the problem. You know?
Just working.
Is this working?
Is this working? Yeah.
I should have done the thing when you're talking to me to pull out my earplug. It's like, does this sound better? Have you seen people do
Yeah.
that? That's always
Yeah.
hilarious shit. It's like someone's trying to talk to you. Wait 1 sec. Why are you taking out your earplugs? You can hear me fine. Like, that's not gonna make a difference.
You know, one funny thing is that when I went to Bardem and I met a bunch of friends, the DJ was playing like pretty loud music, right? So, and this girl was trying to talk to me. One of my friends was trying to talk to me. He's like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" I was like, "Hold on, let me put on my earplugs to hear you better."
I mean,
And I did.
so,
It sounds like an old man.
but if you have those earplugs with those filters,
Yeah.
some of them actually can make the sound better.
Yeah,
I haven't,
it's a lot
yeah,
clearer.
I
some
Yeah.
of
haven't
them can
personally
make it better.
tried it because like the ones I use is just put in my ear and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really want to mess with the filter.
Because it depends on the frequency of sound that goes in. So like the bass, the heavy bass shows, it'll cancel a lot of the bass, and then you can hear people.
Once
better.
again,
You can hear conversations a lot better with the earplugs on with the filters, right? You also reduce a lot of the ambient noise around, like people are also talking around, right? So you can actually just concentrate between you and the other person that is talking and the music. So it's like, it's just all around.
Well,
so
like,
do listen to the first episode again.
yeah.
Do
We,
that.
we talk about it. It's
Yeah.
good.
We
But-
can revisit it again
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, like I
'Cause
would
there's
say
new-
filter's good, but in the end, for me personally, I'm not gonna buy another earplug just to try out the filters.
Because I think
If someone wants to send me one for free, I'll definitely try it. But I'm not gonna buy it if I already got earplugs.
I think Loop is coming out with a new one. You were telling me how there's like a setting on it.
Yeah, so Loop is coming out with a switch version, so you can actually switch between 3 modes: a mute and an engage and experience.
I already know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be in the dark at a rave. I'm gonna try to touch the setting. It's gonna fall in my ear. I'm gonna lose that earplug. I'm gonna lose that earplug.
I mean, that probably what happened.
That's no. Okay.
Just
Once again,
PSA?
if someone wants to give me one for free, I'll try and I'll let you know how it goes. But
PSA, I'm heavily thinking about buying one. So
I'm not putting
You're
yours.
But I
really
think there's
thinking.
more durable ones than loop. That's what I heard,
Yeah,
right?
there
Your
are.
piece is pretty good, and like, yeah,
Yeah, like in our first you weren't there for that discussion, but like in our first discussion we touched upon it. It was
We'll
pretty good. It was
revisit.
pretty good.
We'll revisit.
revisit.
We'll see what trends, if there's anything, any updates on that, and we'll bring you guys news for you guys.
Yeah.
And then James Hyde showed up and Rebel.
Again and
Again
and
and
again.
again.
Another
and
Solaris
again.
show.
And another Solaris show.
Was it Solaris?
It's
Solaris
not
is
even called
dead.
Solaris anymore. It's just called Rebel Presents James Hyde. No more Solaris. I'm kind of sad about
Same
it.
thing as last year. That's why I didn't go.
At least they didn't brand it as Solaris this time.
Yeah. Did they
I-
brand it?
They
as-
branded
They branded
they
it.
branded
They
John
branded it.
Summit last year as Solaris.
Yeah, they did.
It makes no sense to call it Solaris.
Oh, well, we got a sneak peek of the lasers that for Laser City.
Yeah,
It was
they
actually
did.
crazy.
Wait, is it actually like sneak peek for that?
It was
I-
not
I-
like a
good.
sneak
I
peek,
do not
like
know
a-
whether it's sneak peek, but they definitely installed some.
They had lasers, and it was pretty crazy.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay,
it
that
was
makes
wild.
me
Like the
excited.
lasers were
That makes me
lasers
excited.
hitting
Yeah.
everything, and
Yeah.
it was pretty great.
That's the for me personally. I've seen James Hyde 3 times this year. I think his set is around a 6 out of 10 for me, but like the lasers actually was a redeeming factor.
I thoroughly enjoyed James Hype. He's a good DJ.
Yeah, he is a good DJ, like no doubt about it. Like his skill sets, off the charts, right? I noticed that he likes to play teasers of his future songs in the set that he's going to play, and that's a skill that a lot of normal deck players don't really do. So he played a snippet of Ferrari, and then he only played Ferrari after 5 songs. Yeah. So he played this one snippet just to like jolt the crowd a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
that's what they do. Yeah. That's
And then he played Ferrari after 5 songs. So like for us, even for me, I was playing around with Benny's DJ deck. I don't even know how to do that. So
No, he's a good DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
I've heard praise that he's probably one of the most technical DJs on the.
If you ever see
especially for
some of
tech
his
guys.
reels, it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does good tutorials from what I've heard too.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just
Yeah.
A good DJ. Has some good songs.
I think
I was just doing wholesome family activities. What about you, Christine? Wholesome family activities for Christmas weekend?
Yeah, I was like family dinners.
Yeah.
And I was working, so nothing special.
You know how many people ask? Okay, so for those who don't know, it was my birthday on the 23rd.
Yay, happy
December.
belated.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Everyone's like, "Oh, what event are you going to?" And I'm just like, "Nothing." What event are you going to? Like literally asking again. I'm just
It's
like,
loud
like
luxury,
literally,
man.
I'm not going anywhere.
it's loud luxury. Why didn't you go loud luxury?
Because I made the joke a long time ago. I think I told you, and you guys. I'm like, what if I do my birthday at Loud Luxury? You guys are like, I would question you.
Yeah, we
As a
said it in the
person.
podcast.
I know. It's like I would question you,
Yeah.
and that is true. Like, why would I do it at Loud Luxury? Maybe Biscuits. I could have done it at Biscuits.
could have.
Coulda.
Yeah, that.
Could have, should have, would
Well,
have.
Biscuits was the kind of mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't like house, so
It was
I
a
don't
tech
like house.
It
I
was
would have been
tech-like.
bored
It
out of
was
my
tech
mind.
house.
yeah.
I would've been bored out
No,
of my
Tech
mind.
House is good.
It was okay.
Oh, okay. Then I didn't miss
I
out on
went. It
anything.
was okay.
No. So James Hype was better, right?
James Hype was better. Yes.
Yeah.
With the
Okay.
lasers.
Yeah. James
Lasers
Hype was
added
better.
it. I mean,
Yeah,
Coda
James
still-
Hype was more of a show, I would say.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to Biscuits, so I can't compare. I was very close to going to Biscuits, though.
Yeah.
So let's move on to announcements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to talk about news, show announcements? Which one?
Let's do news first.
Yeah.
Tomorrow there's 2 events actually.
Oh, for what?
Oh.
Inquisitive.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Upcoming
So
Inquisitive.
the day of our recording right now, on the 28th, the 29th we have Inquisitive and Chris Lake. So I am going to Chris Lake. And are you guys?
I'm going to Nomad again for drum. I was actually at Nomad yesterday, to be honest.
Yeah.
So my
Jeez.
break wasn't that long, but I went for a free event. So
Are
I
you
went
going
to
anywhere Saturday?
A local.
Are you going somewhere Saturday?
I'm doing 3 events this weekend.
Oh,
But the funny thing, it's an all DnB weekend, all DnB New Year for me.
wow.
So like I know Inquisitive is going. Are you going to Inquisitive, Christine?
I'm flying out
Oh wait, no, you're flying
in
to
a few
Canada.
hours.
So yeah, she's going somewhere else completely.
going out, yeah.
But you would have gone to Inquisitive.
Yes, I
Yeah.
would have bought a table because that's what we talked about, me and my friends.
Ooh.
Because I love like Chinese music and like,
The
EDM
booths at Forbidden Cities
crossover.
aren't bad either. Off to the side.
They're
right over there.
okay.
You know, I still have not been to Forbidden City this year.
Really?
me too.
There haven't been that many events there. It's been
Yeah,
it's been
missed out.
picking up though.
There's some good trance ones next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we had one.
It's
Will-
Marcus Schultz.
Giuseppe this year.
Giuseppe was this year, but Will
Yeah.
Sparks was
Oh,
announced.
Go was
in-
there?
Yeah, Go was there.
Yeah,
Giuseppe
Go was there, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I missed out to go to DJ Soda.
It was worth it?
Yeah,
It made
was
your
great.
top 5 list, didn't it?
No. It
I
did
thought it
not.
did.
It did not. I had to look at my notes, but I did not. Yeah, so news, phase 2 of Ultra did drop.
Yeah.
The lineup is looking pretty
Stacked.
good here.
Fat.
I am going to pull up the thing if my
RL Grind back to back.
Knock 2. Yeah,
Oh,
that was like the highlight one. I don't know. We didn't really look at it to see what was added. Usually with for those who don't know Ultra, they release phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. But phase 3 is literally just minor changes and then the schedule, right? So phase 3 is pretty much like, oh, someone can't make it, we need to adjust the lineup a little bit or add someone else. That's usually what phase 3.
So I think they did add 7 Lions and
Ophelia
so they had
stage.
an Ophelia
Yeah.
stage, which is like
Ophelia
fantastic.
takeover. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
at Ultra, which is like, honestly, I love when Ultra drops their lineup because it is usually like the range
Packed.
is incredible. And one thing I noticed this year is more DnB.
oh
We
yeah.
went from 2 DnB artists to like 8. So DnB on the 2024 rise, it's looking pretty good.
I feel like I've never seen Peggy Gou on a North American festival lineup.
Because I feel like she was at ARC in Chicago, but
Oh.
she's just kind of blew up like now. Like Na 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 was
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
her song Na 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 is very popular.
Yeah.
But she's making waves now in North America in terms of getting more booking. So like, yeah, I agree. Like I've never seen.
Do you know
Peggy
where
Gou.
she's from?
She's Korean, born in Korea. I think her parents are intellectuals, and she's based in Germany right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's somewhere. Yeah, I know for Europe for sure.
But I think was it you that mentioned before that Germans don't like her? Somebody mentioned to me that Germans don't like her.
Really?
Yeah. And she's based in Germany, and I think she's like, yeah, pretty much.
Not me, definitely.
Yeah, somebody
Yeah,
search that up.
I don't recall.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But if we look at the main, so like let's pull it up. We'll have something on the screen too showing this while we're talking about it. Some of the big ones I would say, like you have your mainstays, Armin, Artbat, Adriatic, Chase and Status being on there. One the DnB act on the main page is pretty big, and Chase and Status that's what we were seeing on Saturday in Toronto.
Reiner.
You have Eric Prid's back, Excision Set, so Excision probably closing out worldwide stage on one of the days. Hardwell's back. Another one that's surprising is Klangklunluster on the main page.
Klangkluster?
Yeah.
Klangkluster.
So Hard Techno I don't think Hard Techno's actually made the bridge into Ultra Miami. So that's actually a pretty
yeah.
It's actually pretty exciting to see.
Reiner's on the
Lenz?
belt is there too.
Yeah.
Amelia Lenz is techno, but not hard techno.
Yeah, I think that was one of the additions. We talked about Master Hand, the Matty on San Holo, that's a big addition. And I know we mentioned RL Graham and Knock too. Pretty much, I feel like it's father son. It's like a father son combo. It feels like the godfather of trap and like the prodigy, one of the prodigies of coming up.
When I was first reading the Phase 2 drop, I thought the fonts for RL Grime just read Florida.
I can see that. I can see that.
It says Florida.
We got a rapper, Florida.
Florida back to back Knock 2.
Florida back to back Knock 2.
You want to scroll down a little bit on that?
Yeah, let's look at the undercard. You know which one caught my eye? Masano back to back Chris Avantgarde. Oh my god, that one's good.
Oh, Hilo and Eli Brown.
Which one?
Hilo and Eli Brown.
Oh yeah, that back to back too would be
Missed
really
them
good.
at Izu.
So Hilo did a back to back with Test Pilot this year. So that's equivalent of that. They love doing...
Was that in Toronto?
No, that was in Miami this year. Ultra Miami. Yeah, the Ophelia stage good. Like so much more drum and bass. One other one I want to point out is
didn't Hilo do a back to back with Ellie Brown at ADE?
Yes, he did. Yeah, he did. He did.
I was remembering that correctly.
One of the other ones I want to point out is Apache's Brass Orchestra. So it's probably going to be on the live stage. I saw it at...
Is it an actual orchestra?
It's an actual orchestra.
That's
It's like in
That's
between.
awesome.
I saw it at... we were supposed to go to Montreal for... He did a little mini tour. We were supposed to go to Montreal, but it was after Dreamsday. It was too much. So we decided to sell our tickets. But I saw him at Electric Forest where he debuted it. It was fantastic.
Is it the same one at Tomorrowland?
Did he do it at Tomorrowland?
I don't know, but they had an orchestra at Tomorrowland.
I don't think it was his though. I don't think it was him, but he debuted at Electric Forest and it was fantastic.
Yeah, if you guys are going to Ultra, definitely check out the orchestra. Yeah. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Yeah,
especially with the live instruments, and also I think that's good. That's good.
The one thing I want to mention about Ultra, everyone. So I've had this conversation this week with a couple of friends, and everyone gets FOMO, right? I think you're considering going to. I think you might be going to Ultra this year, Christine, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty set on it.
Yeah, and then you're considering it.
I might, yeah.
So the one thing I look at, the lineup's always crazy, but there's a funny meme that was posted today. It's just like when everyone sees the lineup, everyone's all excited, and then when you see the little schedule, you're like, fuck. But that's the thing. I tell all these new ravers, getting excited for a lineup is great. In the end, it doesn't matter. You need to see the schedule.
Yeah.
So like, don't be super get excited, but know that all those people we mentioned, you probably ain't going to see half of them.
That's why for this year for Countdown, I literally only saw 7 Lions, and I was like, okay, I'm going to 7 Lions for sure, and then the other ones we'll see.
Yeah,
I don't really...
Sometimes a loose schedule is better too, where if you have if you unless you look at a lineup and it's like no one.
Yeah.
If you even know a couple people, like what ARC was for us, we kind of had a couple artists we want to see, and it worked out in our schedule, right?
Yeah.
Because who else are you going to see? The other artists don't matter at that point because you're not going to see them at the same time frame. So it's like sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Less is more.
So if you're tied to a group or a car or an Airbnb and reception is bad, you don't really have much of a choice. Mm-hmm. So unless reception is good, I would wander off. But yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Explore. Ultra is very good. So for those who have never been, Ultra is, we've talked about this before, is the festival season beginning.
We can do a Ultra dedicated episode.
I think we will. I think closer to Ultra, we'll talk about it.
When is Ultra?
Ultra's
March?
end of March.
Third week of March.
Yeah,
Fourth
it's
week.
like the
Third
week
week.
after
We'll-
spring break.
Yeah.
We'll cover this and then we'll go back to it and we'll give you
Yeah.
good insights and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
the other
next
thing you
one-
can do is that you can prep yourself from to watch all the shows when they come to your city, so you can have room. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I've seen this guy.
Yeah.
I'm okay with not seeing
That's
him.
our
Yeah.
degen
Yeah.
strategy
Yeah.
too. for-
Raver math.
Yeah. That's our degen strategy.
Let's move on to Electric Forest.
So yeah,
That was announced.
Yeah, Electric Forest. So Electric Forest, I do like it that they announced the lineup before the drop, because the problem with Electric Forest is that it always sells out. Like it's like a cult following, right? They have a.
Is it hard to get resale tickets?
To be honest, no. Nowadays, no.
Okay.
If you just go on the wait list, you usually eventually get, but they
So-
charge you right away.
So I want to say the wait list, the cart is not working right now. I've been trying for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's.
So
I've heard that like they use the AXS website, which is another ticket buying
I
platform.
don't really like AXS.
And
Yeah.
I've heard it can be very like one thing Electric Forest does is the more Electric Forest you enter, you get status to buy tickets
Yes,
earlier and
loyalty.
you get better perks. So like they have something they call it like 5 in the forest or 3 in the forest. So the more you go and it links to your account, then you get like quicker buying windows, which means that you'll be guaranteed to get a ticket if you want to
They
go.
call it loyalty. I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. It's like loyalty.
Yeah.
But it's worth it if you get like if you go 10 years in a row, like you get access to the first like big
Like the
ones.
Good
that
Life, the
yeah.
nicer amenities ones. Because the GA camping, apparently it's like an hour for showers and it's like $10 US dollars per pop. And you're waiting an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're
I think
in
Lost is
dust
the
all
same
day.
thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
I had to pay $10 per shower.
But then Electric Forest was more, like,
to
is
pay
more
$10.
camping
pay
than.
$10 to use
You
a
have to
shower.
pay $10 to use
Yeah,
shower. Oh.
because Electric Forest is even more
US.
camping. Like if, like Lost Lands, you could still kind of get away without camping,
Because
but
everyone's a wook.
yeah, but EF, you have to camp. Like unless you want to be like an hour away in an Airbnb, you'll lose the whole experience because Electric Forest.
Because
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
at
yeah.
night. Because
Yeah.
it's at night,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All the lights are at night. You
Well,
can't see
no,
the
no.
lights
I
in
think
the day.
what Christine's saying. So having been to both, a lot of people actually use the shuttle service for Lost Lands and stay in Columbus, whereas Electric Forest is real. It's a legit like camping
Forest,
experience.
yeah.
Like you actually, some people do day parking, but it's usually just people who live like 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Who just come for the day. So most people don't stay at a hotel and drive. They actually stay in camping.
Well, again, we'll do a dedicated episode to Electric Forest. And
Yeah. But yeah, the lineup drop. One thing Electric Forest is known for is variety. They don't just do EDM; they do jam bands
Yeah,
and
I
stuff.
see Ludacris on here.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
On day
Nelly
one, we
Furtado.
have day 1 and 2. You have Nelly Furtado and Ludacris,
Yeah.
which is like pretty wild. You have what is it? The John Summit and
Oh, they have Neil Francis on there.
yeah. They have Dom Dalla and John Summit doing their Everything Always.
Is it the real Neil
The
Francis?
It's
actual
probably
Neil
the real
Francis.
Neil Francis. Yeah. As I said, the variety is really good. So looking at the headliners, the one thing I will say is that they did switch it up. Every year they try to bring different people or people who haven't been in a while. So I think the lineup's like 70%, 80% different than last year. Like John Summit was there 2 years ago and he's back again. Same with Subtronics. One of the big ones I know a lot of people were excited for is Siren, which is Close and LSD Dream, which for those of you who don't know, they do more of the experimental dubstep. So it's like more vibey, bassy.
LSD Dream was good at Lost Lands this year.
And his visuals are fantastic.
It's one of
So-
the top sets for people.
Yeah. So his visuals are fantastic, and mixed with Close, who's probably the top female experimental dubstep DJ. Like that's like for a lot of people that's like a can't miss set, which is like it's good.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then you have on Sunday Charlotte and Excision. But yeah, the undercard's usually pretty stacked too for like it's just variety is great. They got some drum and bass. They have some more jam bands. The one thing about Forest is that we'll talk about in the dedicated Forest is that it's a full experience, right? The artists sometimes don't really matter. It's more about the experience. That's why people go every year.
I've heard that people go for the experience rather than the music.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Having seen that, like you do scavenger hunts. As I said, we'll
talk about it.
We'll talk about it in a
Um,
dedicated episode.
Yeah, so we
I
don't make this
know
episode
if
too
I want
long.
to pay $10 as an experience. No, I'm just joking.
As an experience.
I mean, if you
$10
get
just to shower for an experience.
How about not showering for 5 days as an
Yeah.
experience?
Yeah.
It's just
That's-
imagine
People do
dancing
it.
all day
People do
and
it.
not showering.
People do it. That's
my-
why you see people with braids and stuff, and like, yo, they don't have to wash their hair at all.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, that's
no.
not me. I would not.
My hair would be so oily.
I just feel not.
I'm just not
great.
comfortable, yeah.
Not comfortable.
Yeah. So more for news. Michael Bibi
Yeah.
is out of the hospital.
That's
He has
good.
been released from the hospital. So for those who don't know, Michael Bibi was diagnosed with cancer.
It's
earlier
like a
this-
really rare cancer
yeah,
too.
and he had to go undergo treatment, and he finally got to ring the bell earlier this month, which is
That's
I
really
mean,
good. Actually, he was supposed to
concert.
play at Kappa Theater Fest, which I went to, but he didn't go.
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
So,
Get well soon.
yeah, and then
Coda 10-year anniversary coming up.
yeah.
That's a
It's,
big
I'm
one.
surprised, but it's crazy. It's been 10 years. I didn't even realize until they announced it. It's like, oh, it's our 10 years. I'm like, shit.
But so I think this is more of a question for you. Coda hasn't really changed much.
Not really.
Yeah, it's just the same old Coda.
I feel like it's like a passion project, right? They knew what they were doing from the get go, the owners, and like they set it up how they wanted it. And then they probably made some audio tweaks over the years. I can't even recall, but
people
to be
still love
honest,
it.
Good old
to
Coda.
me, it
Coda.
still sounds the same as it did like 5 years ago. Maybe some audio tweaks, and like it's still the same good.
It's a great venue. Still
Vibe.
great. Yeah. And shows announced.
Yeah, so like we had a couple this month. So we talked about
Inquisitive, but now there's Chris Lake.
yeah, Chris Lake
Tomorrow as
being
well.
announced.
Was that History or Rebel?
Rebel.
Okay.
Chris Lake at Rebel.
I'm going.
Yeah, I'm going to. Blackworks is coming to Toronto for those who listen to hard techno. Blackworks is coming to Toronto for the Coda 10-year anniversary show. That's on a Thursday.
That's actually, I heard they're doing a North American tour. They're doing Blackworks New York.
Yeah.
But it's actually amazing that we have Blackworks Toronto.
Yeah, it
which is like that's actually like people don't realize, even though it's a Thursday, to get Blackworks in Toronto means that people are acknowledging hard techno here.
Yeah.
So
Which is-
did you guys sell everything in New York already?
I have
we
my
never-
ticket I need to
Oh,
sell.
you
I
didn't?
didn't buy a ticket.
Oh, I
I
thought you
got
guys
conned
did.
to buy it.
I-
you know what
appar-
happened? You know what happened? This guy said, "Oh, I booked a hotel," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that means he bought the ticket."
I booked
Oh,
10
so,
hotels.
Okay, I'll buy the ticket right now. And I bought the ticket. I find out a couple months later. Oh yeah, I just booked a hotel. I didn't buy a ticket.
Communication is key, guys, in the Rave
It's
family, okay?
It's like
I
50%
booked 10,
complete.
I
okay.
booked 10 hotel. I don't know. I might have been on some spree or something. For some reason, I booked 10 hotels just for the hell of it that were free cancellation. But I didn't buy the ticket. It was just the option to go. That's the thing. Strategy, if you know you're going to go to something, even if you're not 100% sure, book a hotel. That's refundable.
Yeah. Well, you gotta look at
Get
the
your
fine
name in
print.
front.
Look at the fine print
Look
first.
at the fine print.
Yeah, so you don't get screwed on
Tips,
the...
tips.
Yeah. Because you're
Because
better
if you
off...
start scrambling. Yeah,
it's
that's
going to be so
annoying,
expensive.
yeah.
And a good example is like Ultra coming up. Like if you're committing to Ultra now, good luck, man. It's
Yeah.
going to be, unless you have a large group, it's going to be so costly. Whereas if you know you're going to go to Ultra last year,
Yeah.
just book something like quickly that's cheap right away.
So there's Perk too.
Yeah,
Perk.
So-
Actually, January's a big hard techno month.
Yeah, January's a big hard techno month, but we've been excited. We talked about Sound Escape, which is that new venue in Toronto.
Where is it?
I don't think we talked about, but
Haven't we? I thought we did.
No, it's a new venue. It's
a new venue where
Where
they
is it?
don't want you to take videos. They want you to be in the moment.
Okay.
And this is going to be the first event. I think all three of us are going for that one.
Wait, where is it?
It's just a new venue, Sound Escape.
Yeah, where?
It's near
Bathurst.
Alpha Shurma.
That's the reference. I was like, are you actually going to say it? Yeah, okay, you did say it.
Queen
So-
and Bathurst.
Queen and Bathurst, yes.
So, as I mentioned earlier, Caetano, which is Nolan, he's actually opening for Perk. So he
Really?
actually asked me to go, but I'm not in town, so I'm gonna look forward to y'all's reviews.
Yeah,
Shout out.
It's gonna be
we're
a good
excited.
show.
Perk's really good.
And I like how they're gonna put stickers on everyone's camera. So
Oh.
yeah,
Are they
that's-
actually going to put
that's great.
stickers?
I do not know,
that's
but
what
like,
that's what I heard.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find. I saw some
well,
videos from
there's
the
only
last
one
one.
way to find out.
I know. We'll find out next week
Yeah,
or
we'll
the
find
week
out.
after.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
It's literally next week.
Oh, is it?
Oh
I guess
my
I'm still,
God.
still a long weekend.
Okay.
We'll start the 2024.
You know what's
Gen mode.
I was like, oh, it's nice. It's funny. I was like 2-3 weeks ago. I'm like, you know what? For the holidays, I'm gonna have the New Year's weekend and then have like a nice 2-week break. Nah.
That's how it works.
It didn't work. We're back on schedule.
When the show announced and drops in the group chat, it's over.
How many buying? No, that's literally the question. How many buying?
Especially, it's like, yo, I think it was Rebecca that was announced. Yo, I got a 25% discount. Oh, all right, let's go.
Buy my ticket.
Dad still didn't convince me. I still haven't got my ticket for Rebecca.
Rebecca's, that was announced too for our techno.
Yeah, April 6th or something. Yeah. So we got a big month for hard techno.
And
I
then
got a big 3 months up ahead. So.
Miss Monique was announced. Miss Monique.
That's in February.
At TBA, our good old TBA
Genre?
warehouse.
Yeah.
Genre?
She's like melodic techno.
Melodic techno.
Yeah.
Slow.
Yeah.
Sleepy?
But yeah.
TBA warehouse is 131 McCormick.
Essentially, that's what it comes down to. But you know what? I'm glad they moved to McCormick because we've talked about how busy Coda is like in earlier.
Right.
Miss Monique for me was the busiest I've ever seen Coda. It was absolutely slammed for Miss Monique. So I'm glad it's at a TBA warehouse, i.e. McCormick, because that means maybe potentially more room. Or it could be a sweatbox.
We'll see.
Could be, yeah.
Like Charlotte this year.
And then Andy C.
Andy C, the legend. You know what's funny? I feel like we manifested this. So me and the people I go to DnB shows, like, you know what? Andy C is usually like a mainstay in Toronto. He just has good ties with the promoter company, and like he always comes to Toronto. I feel like, when's our yearly Andy C show? That's usually
Does he come every year?
Well, that's what I usually say. Like, when's our yearly Andy C show? And he didn't come this year. And last show he did was at Queen Elizabeth Theatre,
Right.
and it was like a 6-hour all night long Andy C show, which is like fantastic.
You know what intrigued me about Andy C? You told me this last week. He mixes vinyl.
Yeah.
So that's like a big
The man
selling
is
point.
considered one of the best. The man is considered one of the best DJs on the planet.
So he's for sure bringing his MC?
Oh yeah. Always. Always. Tony Piper's always there.
I think NDC will be my first DnB show with MC.
Yeah, because Wilkinson won't have, I don't think.
Yeah.
His was mine too.
When is Wilkinson?
February 23rd.
Oh, that's the same day as Pan Pot. So that was announced as
that
well.
was also
Pan
announced.
Pot. Where else again?
Yeah.
McCormick.
The TBA
So-
warehouse.
Yeah.
So what's Worship Toronto?
So Worship Toronto, that's the other show that was announced. I like to call them the DnB boy band group.
That's
Okay.
the Sub-Focus label.
Yeah.
Oh, Sub-Focus.
It's their label. So they call them worship artists, but I call them the DnB boy band because it's filled with. I mean, if you look at their picture,
The boys.
we'll put up a picture on this thing.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of UK pretty boys with Sub-Focus, Dimension, 1991,
Oh.
and Culture Shock.
Yeah.
And so I call them the
boy band.
the boy band.
The Backstreet
That's what
Boys.
they are.
Yeah. So they're back at history, literally like 1 year since the last worship show.
Okay.
I actually went to the one in Miami. I think someone went. Did you go to the one here in Toronto?
I did.
Yeah. I went to the one in Miami the day
I
after.
think we talked about this before. They sometimes play the same stuff in each other's set.
Yeah.
It differs. It's like a minor difference between the sets, but you can tell a little bit difference.
Yeah.
Hey, but if you
It's
love
okay.
DnB, you will love all of them. So,
It's a DnB night, right?
So if you're ever in the bathroom like I was, like, oh, I like this song, but I missed it because I was in the bathroom.
Someone else.
Someone else will play it.
It's okay. You got time. Especially if you want to record, I'll just
Yeah.
I'll get the next
Yeah,
artist who
yeah,
plays
yeah.
it. No, that's facts, yo. That's facts. Once again, for a DnB night, especially if you want to introduce to someone to DnB, it's a perfect night. I would say it's a good night. It's at
It's a
history.
good one.
We had Nora, good old Nora and Pure announced.
mhm.
I think last time she was here, she did Cabana set. I think it was last year.
Yes.
Nora at Cabana? That's
Yeah,
weird.
honestly, I wouldn't. That vibe's not bad for Cabana. I think it's like.
I
deep
mean,
house.
it's a bit of a change.
It's a deep house vibe,
Yeah.
right? At Cabana, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Thing is, might be too mellow.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's why it's in Cabana, right? So you can socialize while listening to
But now it's in Rebel, so now how do you?
It's a Rebel show?
It's a Rebel show.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I mean, where else?
Sweet.
I think last time she was here, like before that, any club show, she's always been booked at Rebel because she's big enough.
It's gonna be so slow though. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
All right, main topic.
Let's go on to our main topic, the 2023 Wrapped, I guess.
Our Spotify Wrapped
Our
in our
Spotify-
podcast form.
Our
Back and
Rave
body
Wrapped.
hurts.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I think we're gonna list out
I think-
top shows in clubs and top shows in festivals, and then the underrated ones and also the disappointing ones. But then if you want to add
And any
anything
like
more,
any news or anything you guys enjoyed this year about raving? Yeah, it's like more of a free session.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear our thoughts about like what we felt.
I think
And we'll see what questions we ask from it too, right? Just go
Okay.
from there.
I think I'll go first.
You go
Okay,
first.
you go.
You want to go
Ladies
first?
first.
Ladies
Ladies
first.
Because mine is very different from y'all's, as
Okay.
we like pre-discussed a little. I think honestly, I don't know. I think my top show is probably Cashmere. Because it started like I started the year with Excision at Buffalo, right?
Right.
That was good, but I don't know. It was kind of off. I don't know. Maybe it was because of my mood.
Buffalo Excision is pretty fire.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then my next show was Cashmere. Haven't seen this guy in a while.
That was like the second week of January, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's the
Holy
third
shit.
week.
Third week?
Third
that was
week.
like the
Yeah.
first. They call
Yeah,
it like
it's-
the winter rave or some shit.
Yeah, it's on my
Like,
birthday. Yes.
He played all. He played
He remembers it well.
all
He
the
remembers
big
it well.
room like stuff that I loved as a baby raver in
Right.
2014, 2015. So I was jumping up and down like completely sober, like I didn't even drink water. I was just jumping up
So
and down.
Young Christine came out.
Yeah,
Young
it was
raver.
like 18-year-old Christine, 17-year-old Christine coming back out again. That was like, it was just nostalgia.
I
Like,
want to say my
yeah.
old self is dead.
Oh my
my
God.
old EDM self is, except for Trance Classics. Trance Classics will never die.
I don't
But
know.
still.
I don't know why. There was a lot of good shows, but I can't really remember much on the top of my head. I feel like the foreign ones were pretty good, like Afterlife and Hollow, but like it didn't blow my mind. Like nothing this year really blew my mind except for me remembering I was jumping up and down the whole set at Cashmere.
I mean, that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's EDM
Yeah.
experience is different, right? Like,
Sure.
we're just doing based on our experience to see what each person liked because it's we all have different tastes. We all have some similar tastes as well.
Yeah, and then as an Ophelia Records fan, I enjoyed the Seven Lions AP.
The AP set at Rebel,
Yes,
right?
because
Yeah.
Seven Lions was mostly playing Beyond the Veil albums music at the actual shows. Whereas they brought out like all the older stuff, more psytrance at the AP.
Yeah.
And
See,
like, yeah.
I feel like I ruined it. I'm gonna say I ruined it a little bit for myself where it didn't make my list because I agree that set was fire. I was on top of the moon, but I also saw Seven Lions 3 times.
3 times. This guy went to-
times.
I went to the
Yeah.
Friday show, the Saturday show, and then the AP.
No, it was Friday. No, it was Saturday.
Buffalo.
Saturday, Sunday, AP, and Buffalo the week
Buffalo
before.
was yeah.
And the one problem was all 3 shows were the same.
Yeah, but the
Oh
AP
my
was
God.
different.
That's why the AP was good. But at that point, I was like, there's a lot of Seven Lions.
But yeah, Jason Ross back to back, Jem and Tori back to back.
That night was
Seven
fantastic.
Lions
That was
was
a great
pretty.
night.
My mood wasn't good, but I knew it was a good set and I enjoyed it. So,
yeah.
and then my last one was Eli Brown.
You like that Thursday? Yeah.
Because I haven't been to Coda in a while.
You were so happy that night.
Yeah, I was really happy. This is probably the theme of the year. My mood was kind of down, but like the music made it better.
I mean, that's what music does,
yeah.
right?
That's what music
So-
does.
That's why we go.
Eli Brown was lit.
Yeah, Eli Brown was good. I enjoyed it. But yeah, you were extremely happy that night. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was-
holy crap.
I needed it.
Oh, what did you guys think of Weska?
West
good,
Coast?
yeah.
Weska opened for Eli Brown.
So the problem is, he was an opener, right? So he
Yeah.
did opening stuff where he
Yeah.
literally did the
He
the-
downplayed himself.
Yeah,
usually.
I felt like he downplayed himself. Like he
he's
started
pretty
off
good.
because we showed up. I showed up at 10:30.
I showed up when Eli Brown was coming on.
Yeah,
Right before.
like I showed up at 10:30 just to meet up with a friend and just be there early. And he started off very slow, and then I
Yeah,
felt
yeah, I felt
after
that.
he went to Weska form. And that's just a sign of a good DJ, right? He knew he was opening for Eli Brown, so he pretty much matched the energy that Eli Brown would
Brown's gonna
start
play, yeah.
with. But he started off slow, which makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
that's usually what happens
Yeah.
with opening.
and then Top Shows Festival. I want to say Wooly at Lost Lands.
I heard great things about that set.
I love Wooly. Also, Ophelia Records. Like, I will never run away from Ophelia Records. And then Excision closing Lost Lands Day 3.
The
Like,
back to back
yeah,
with
Subdaddy, I think. Was it Subdaddy or
did he
LS
close
Dream?
with sub? No, he's closed with LS
LS Dream.
Dream, right?
Yes, but the ending was so good. Like, if you guys search on TikTok, like the audio he played, like we were all just like, in awe. Like go search up like the TikTok audio, like with all the fireworks and stuff. It was like 10 minutes of that stuff. Like it was so good. I just felt like a whole raver again. It was like it's my top festival right now. Like unless EF tops it, which it tops a lot of my friends' list anyways.
Yeah.
And then Excision at Escapade was pretty good.
I agree.
I agree.
Oh, he
it's on my
played,
list,
he played
actually.
twice, right?
It was better
it's
than his
just one.
tour.
No, but
Yeah.
he when I went 2022, he also closed. So he came back. He played again this year.
Yeah, he played again
okay.
this year. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
It was like from my Excision diehard friends, he was better. Like he was better at Excision Escapade than like his tour.
Oh, I enjoyed
Yeah.
his 2022. It's good
Yeah.
that he brings it for the Escapade because I enjoyed
Yeah.
his 2022 set too.
That set made me appreciate
Dubstep.
dubstep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was.
can
at
see the
Sub
appeal,
Baby.
right? Yeah.
I was at.
So see you at Excision March.
Yes.
Yeah.
Both days maybe.
Both nights.
Both nights.
Hey.
So underrated. I stole one from Yikern, but I'll start off with I think Blanky.
The blank set, right?
No, the
Blank
blank
set.
set, blank. Yes, that
Yes.
was really good. Even though it was really packed, like he plays melodic dubstep, which is like I guess pretty entry and like basic for people, but he's like underrated. Whereas like everybody's always listening to like Illenium, Dobbin, like
yeah,
Nah,
Slander.
I've been on the
Yeah.
blank bandwagon
Yeah,
for years. I had a
Blank.
nice in 2019. I had media for Escapade, and I had a nice chat with him for like 10 minutes, and he's such a nice guy.
How'd you get the media?
I had to write an article for a blog online after.
Oh.
Yeah. Through a friend too. Both
Maybe
of-
we could get media this year.
Yeah. Yep, we'll put that
local
out there.
podcast. Take
We'll
us.
definitely mention it if we get media. But I ended up I had some backstage privilege, and he was just like it was during someone's set. He was just chilling off to the side, and we just started talking. Like I was just kind of there, and just like, hey, what's up? And then we just started talking about music. And like I've been on this, like for me personally, he's been like a forefront of like the melodic dubstep scene. But another reason why I love him, and he made my list, is that Aeon mode set, which is all drum and bass. So he does 2 sets. He did 2 sets that day. He did an Aeon mode early drum and bass set, and then he does his blank set. So you get double blank in one night, which is like for me that's like
That's
ideal.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's 2 wins.
Yeah.
So that means, are you going to the March
Oh
one?
hell yeah. If,
Not lost frequencies?
no, fuck that.
To entry level.
I ain't missing my boy.
So the next one was okay. This guy's pretty popular, but I think it's pretty underrated. Zoo.
Dude, that show was great.
That show
I
was
had an
great,
amazing
but
time.
like
Yeah.
I don't know if we
Had a great
talked
time
about
in the show.
this, but he only played the Zoo EDM like the last half hour, which was all
no,
the
but that-
ravers.
that was sick,
That's
dude.
all you, so
That's
like
all
That's all we
so,
needed,
so
yeah.
that's all you needed. Like for me, that like it wouldn't have even come close to my list, like on like one of my top until that last 30
Yeah.
minutes, and we were going ape shit. At
Yeah,
that
I was
point.
singing the whole time.
Yeah.
Like all the lyrics. I knew all the songs.
I feel like he was probably gonna like bring like his normie crowd into EDM, like the people that were looking for the first.
It's an
I was-
album tour, right?
Yeah.
And we were the first stop too. So
Yeah, we were the
one
first stop.
we were the first
Experiment.
stop. Yeah,
Yeah.
So like
We should have flown to Vancouver for this last bit.
for his last one.
I would want to see the Zoo and Dead Mouse set. They did a Zoo and Dead Mouse set.
When was this?
He announced it on his Instagram. If you followed it,
It's coming.
No, it already passed. Maxi, I don't know. It's with Test Pilot, Zoo and Test Pilot.
Yeah.
That'd be a good set.
That would be a sick show.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
And then the one I stole off of Yikern, which I agree. I think we all agreed because 3 of us went. Giolia Nasia. Yeah.
That was a good.
That was a good show, yes.
Yeah, I think, well, I'll leave it to Yikern to go over, but yeah, it was like very, in my opinion, alternative and like very different because there was like percussions and stuff and vocals. But yeah, I think I only had one disappointing set, like just very memorable disappointing set. It probably wasn't because of the music, kind of, but more because of the sound system.
Right.
Habstract Valentino Con. It was on
Where
a
was it?
Sunday at Rebel,
Oh.
and my ears were being blown out.
Was that this year?
Yes. I'm pretty
Let's
sure.
go.
Was it this year?
Valentino
Or
Con?
was it this year?
I don't recall that because
There's so
Abstract
many-
came in October, and Abstract October was.
Oh, that was last year. Okay. Okay. Nothing was. I don't think I had a
So you
very.
didn't have a bad set.
Like there were all like nowadays I rave like most of the time it's like
It's normal, yeah.
It's
yeah.
like like it'd have to be really bad to
And
make
yeah,
that.
it
had to be really
like,
bad to make
I
your
get the
list.
same thing. Like it's just like either a set's fine. I usually said, "How was the set?" And someone asked me, I'm like, "It was fine." I'm like,
I know.
What does that mean?
I know.
mean, it's fine. What do you want me to
It
say?
was
What do you want me to say?
yeah I know this is 2023 Wrapped, but if I had to choose like bad shows, it would have been like Valentino Con at the end of last year blowing my ears out, and also Markham Fairgrounds Set the Sky last year.
I heard. I was at a
I was
wedding.
there. I was there.
Yeah,
I was
you
at a
were.
wedding, and I just heard chat groups going off.
Yeah.
Like
about-
people were willingly watching it from the smoking area, just into a little like opening of like the barn.
I was telling people, I was like, yo, you couldn't even pay me good at that show. I don't know. I'm good.
It was so hot in there. It was so hot in there. I couldn't even do it. Yeah, so I guess it was a good year for music for me, but yeah.
Markham Fairgrounds.
Anything you
That's
learned
good.
this year? Anything you wanna?
Any new raving tricks, or anything you
You
learned
can
this year?
always pull things out of your ass.
Oh, to go? You mean like?
Because for years I was financially stable until this year, but I was still able to pull things out of my ass.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you're not wrong.
What about you have any favorite festivals that you went to? Like, what was your
Of
favorite?
course, it was Lost Lands.
Okay, so you mentioned Lost Lands. So any
Yeah.
other ones? Honorable mentions or?
I don't
Let's
think I went
Lost
to
Land Trop.
enough anymore.
Okay.
Izu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about best or new or bestest newly discovered venues,
Like, what venue topped it for you in
Yeah.
2023?
or anything, or like a new one?
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
tech support,
Oh,
but
like
that's in New York.
oh, like but the venue
That-
or like the because tech support's the company. You
Yeah.
mean like the
The Brooklyn Navy Yards.
oh the Navy
tech
Yard?
support
Navy Yard's
venue.
great. Navy Yard's
Yeah,
great.
but in Toronto,
In general, doesn't have
Just
to
in
be
general, it
Toronto.
doesn't have to be
they're
Toronto.
all meh. I really want to visit Radius though.
Radius.
Radius.
Yeah. Radius.
Coda
Chicago.
still,
in my list.
yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
Mine's on Europe.
Let's
So
see.
much.
Yeah, all mine's
Just
in
wait.
here.
Maybe
Oh,
Rye
waiting.
Rye next year. It'll be Rye.
I mean, I
next
have
year.
Europe ones too,
Yeah.
but we're talking about ones we went to this year.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
those
Those
other-
we went to. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on. You can.
I guess next is me. So top shows, I have Zoo, I have Haddix, I also have Maddox, Haddix and Maddox, and I also have Fatima Haji, Leanne Roberts, and Hector Oaks. As for club
Is that in
shows.
order or is that in just
No, that's
random?
that's just on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't say in order because like then I have to choose favorites. I don't want to have that kind of stress in my life.
Yeah.
So these are not in order, but I do like a lot of these. I like Hector's because it was vinyl and he played like 4 hours in a row in
It was to be-
1:30
I heard it
at
was a good
McCormick.
set. I heard
Yeah,
It was good. It was good. Set.
yeah, he played almost a lot of the genres. Like he played Euro beats as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
I played
I was
Euro beats. It
like-
was
yeah.
sick.
It was
Yeah,
sick. Yeah.
But
Then
The thing with Hector Oates is like some of his parts on his sets are like it brings you so low because it brings you low and then it just drives you
up,
right back
yeah.
up.
and then just watching him do the vinyl.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
It's
him
pretty
pulling out from
mesmerizing.
his box and putting it and then just like try to spin to the right.
That's
Yeah.
so sick to see
Yeah,
when
I
DJs
know.
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You don't see any of the instruments. Like there's no lights coming out of his DJ deck, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just like, whew, wow. And then Leanne Roberts semi
First CZ experience too.
first CZ experience semi in foot with hard techno because she did play both acid techno and hard techno, so that was one of the gateway entries that I fully understood what hard techno is, right? Fatima Haji speaks for herself. We did
talked
talk
about
about her
it,
a
yeah.
lot in the
Big
one episode.
Big show.
Did spoil us with a lot of other shows now that it's very hard to top with. Although TDJ did come.
Yeah, it was close. TDJ
It was close. But I did put her in the underrated because like she wasn't the best trance that I saw this year.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
That's
pretty much
the
the
same
only
for me.
trance I saw this year.
From him, it was the only trance. It's not the best. It's not the only trance that I saw this year. So moving on to like the top shows in festivals. A lot of these are from EDC. I am wearing the EDC patch. Thanks, Amy, for giving this to me. Bibi Released, Above and Beyond. 9x9, I Hate Models. And then EI made the list. Electric Island in Toronto. John Summit. John Summit was playing at EI, I think mid-July.
It was the July weekend,
Yeah, it was the
right?
July one, yeah.
It was Canada Day weekend.
Yes,
Yeah.
Canada Day weekend. His set was 10 times better than what he did at Solaris last year. 10 times.
That's
it
good.
was so good. Like I was even though I'm not on vitamins, but it was great.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Then Excision at Escapade. Last day, day 3 closing set. Did not disappoint. And that's how I got into Slander, Sub Daddy, and going to Excision again. Potentially
Twice.
blank.
Oh,
Potentially blank. And Excision twice. Again
Twice.
in March.
hey.
Hey. So moving on to underrated. Elon Bluestone. Very comfortable to listen to at Toy Box where there is very few people, half the usual.
I want to touch upon that. I think that's where like the experience made better by the venue in that case, right?
Yes.
Where like we talk about Toy Box and how it can be like terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but like we knew what set Elon was gonna play. Elon doesn't really
yeah.
differ, but like because Toy Box was like almost empty, the vibe was good.
I brought a fan and I did not use the fan. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, at Toy Box, that's
At
wild.
Toy Box,
That's wild.
Can you imagine? Oh.
Yeah, that set was really good.
I think for it to be a perfect set, everything has to be perfect. You know,
yeah,
the
yeah.
venue has to be perfect.
Perfect,
The
yeah.
crowd has to be perfect.
Exactly.
Energy, everything.
And you
Yeah.
have a rave bait. I mean,
Yeah.
sorry. Let's skip on that. Let's skip on that.
Yes,
Hold on.
Atmosphere.
Atmosphere.
Yeah.
Atmosphere is good. Okay. Daxon made it to my underrated list. Gioli and Asia, which
stole.
Christine stole. TDJ, MCRT at Pep Rally this year at 131 More Comic. And DJ Soda made it to my underrated list. Made it to my underrated list because I brought someone who doesn't really rave, and he told me after that show it was the best set, but he did hold DJ Soda's hand. Okay, so I mean that did play a part of it.
As long as
but,
he
like,
watched it after.
All right, I asked him whether he was gonna watch it. He's like, no, I'm gonna preserve it.
Just like that Family Guide episode with Peter with the mountain on his hand.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Disappointing shows this year. There are 3 of them for me. Dubs at Toy Box. It was
Wait, why'd you go to Doves?
I got a free ticket and like somebody wanted me to be there badly, and I was following a friend. So one thing led to another, and it was utterly garbage.
That was a Thursday show too.
That was a
Why?
Thursday show
Oh,
too. Yeah.
Why?
Was it a Thursday show? No, I don't think so. I
No,
think it was a Saturday.
it was a Thursday show. I remember it.
Oh,
The texting in the group chat.
yeah, it was so bad. I don't even know. Like I wasn't enjoying my time. Like and Dubs wasn't playing what Dubs played. So POS, which is an Anjuna Beat label, one of the Above and Beyond. What's Pablo? No, was it
It's Pavo.
Pavo?
Yeah.
He did play at Coda. Thursday show was not it. I was not feeling it at all. That whole entire set kind of sound the same from front to back.
Yeah. He does a more slower vibe.
Yeah.
I felt like you had to get. I kind of mentally prepared myself for that, so I found it fine. I didn't find it mind blowing. I found it fine.
Yeah, but I went in there without knowing what Anjuna Beats was. I think it was one of my first Anjuna Beats that I went to.
Yeah. So that would
so-
skew it. That definitely skew it.
That
But you went for
and
free, right?
I went for free too. Yes. The
I
third
did-
one,
I
I
did.
also went for free.
Oh my god.
Indecent Noise. Not a good show. not a good show. The venue was crap too. What was it?
Geary Warehouse.
Gary Warehouse.
It was crappy.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
It was
I
a Friday night.
I don't know. Geary Warehouse has gotten mixed reviews too because we were talking about this earlier. K9 Toronto was there and it was apparently not good at all. And like I went to London, it was like fantastic from what I heard. But then also like, well, it was funny. We were talking about. I was there, but I left to go see Miss Monique. I just went to go support my friends, the Sleepless guys. So we showed up, watched our friend DJ, and then we went to Miss Monique after. So I didn't see the set.
Yeah. Indecent Noise, I didn't remember much of the set because it was not really worth remembering.
I'm so sorry.
And most of the time I was just talking to my friends. Talking to my friends rather than.
I mean, it's quiet enough where you can talk to your friends. That's the problem too. That venue needs work, unfortunately.
Yeah, the venue needs work. The speakers are not loud enough, and also it doesn't translate throughout the whole entire venue. So if you stand upstairs, if you go to the bathroom or you go upstairs to the bathroom, you don't hear any of the music. You stand near the code check, you can hardly hear a little bit. Hardly hear the ups and downs of the beats. So it's all around not a good experience. That's 3 of them this year that made it to my disappointing shows.
The Rotten Tomatoes.
The Rotten Tomatoes, yeah. Everyone else was fresh, but
everyone else. As we talk about, everyone like you can't love every set.
Yeah.
And as we talk about, you just go to some events and you're like, hey, it was good.
Yeah.
It's like I'm happy I went. Was it life changing? No.
But here's the thing, though. Now that I've experienced some, excuse me. Now that I experienced some disappointing shows, I tend to appreciate the good shows better.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Right. So now I know
because it's time.
what's
Also,
bad,
it's like
what's
time.
good.
Like we forget. Like you're spending time to go to these venues, like late night, getting ready, going, meeting up with people, maybe even pre-drinking, and for a set to be bad puts a big damper on the night. Like you expect the set to at least be fine because sometimes it's about the entire experience, right? So it's just a bad set really shows. Like you just know, and you're just like, "What? This is bad. This is not good."
Yeah, I think is that anything you learned this year in terms of raving?
I would say that anything I learned this year would be don't get too attached to your rave bass.
Facts.
As a baby raver, from one new raver to another new raver, any listeners, just don't get attached to it. Enjoy the set. Be done with it.
Live in the moment, right?
Live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
Live in the moment. Whatever happens, and whatever happens after, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
And if you're on vitamins, your brain is tricking you.
Exactly.
Just
Definitely been tricked multiple times.
Everyone here has an experience. We will probably do a dedicated episode, but yes.
Yeah.
I guess you didn't really discover any new venues outside of Toronto.
He's landlocked.
Well, I went to Area 51 at Vegas.
Oh, did you?
I wanted to
Wait,
go.
when were you allowed to go?
It's 15.
Oh, with your
Isn't it
EDC.
Area 15?
EDC.
Area 15. Area 15. No, Area 51. Area 15.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, okay. No, I knew you meant Area 15.
Are you an alien?
But I think Christine caught that.
Yeah.
I'm like, area. Oh, yeah. Because I
Area
wanted
15.
to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. It's kind of strange. Big, I would say. They have outdoor what's that, stage and indoor stage. The sound doesn't bleed into each other's stage, so which is good.
You went for the
Paul Denton,
the
trance
one,
one,
right?
the trance,
Yeah.
the EDC
Yeah,
trance,
EDC.
Like a
pre-party.
pre-trance one. So the lineup looks so good.
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay, that's good to know. Because next year EDC, I'm probably going to that event just
Okay.
because I trance, yo.
Yeah, it's trance.
Gotta go,
Yeah,
gotta
so like a lot of people there at Area 15 don't really listen to trance. The people I've met, some of them were doing push-ups in the floor. So I was like, okay.
The Australian style, like for hard style, where they just randomly do push-ups.
I don't know. They were all Asians, so I don't know.
Could have come from Australia.
Could come from Australia, but like when I saw that, I was just like,
EDC is
okay.
technically kind of close as a
Yeah.
major festival if they want to make a trip
that's
of
true,
it.
yeah.
When it's like close,
But I did go to Area 15, discovered Area 15, and also it was the first time I did CZ this year, which is Leanne Roberts. So that was also an experience. I did see strange things there.
You got some eyes.
Yeah.
You got the CZ experience.
I got the CZ experience.
And you got it multiple times this year after.
I got multiple times after this year, and I also told everyone that who are first time going to CZ, like whatever you see there, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Just listen to the music.
It's like another world.
Yeah. I did go to Vertigo last year, so it's
I haven't been to Vertigo in a while, actually.
And for the first time.
I haven't either. Yeah.
I think the thing about, once again, we've talked about this before, I'd rather sleep than go to an after hours.
I think for Vertigo, even as an after hours, I think it's just too overpriced. I don't want to pay for it.
A lot of people do line bypass, which is like kind of
even on top of that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. The cover fee for a Vertigo is 25. So
it used to be 40. I've paid 40 before.
You pay 40.
It depends on the night too.
Yeah.
If they know other events are going on, they'll increase the price.
So that's pretty much from my list. If you have any feedbacks, do contact me.
Yeah.
All the links
He's
are
still
in the
technically a
description.
baby raver, so if someone wants to guide him for 2024, we're helping. But if someone
I don't know whether I can consider a baby raver. I did see 70 shows this year, which is averaging almost 1.5 per week. It's a lot.
All right.
It's terrible, yo.
You giving me that?
No.
Let's move on. For me, okay. So my top sets. First, Fatima Haji. I think that's pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Kiki and Indria Paganito. That's how you pronounce it.
Indira Paganito.
Actually, I have no idea how to properly say
Kiki is key/key.
Key/key, yeah. And then TDJ made it, and Pleasurecraft actually made it.
Yeah.
It was a good show.
I was sad I missed the Pleasure Cast.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, I don't think I went anywhere that night. It was just like, fuck, I kind of wanted to go.
It was good because it was good because it was so underrated, and I was just not expecting it would go so hard.
Yeah.
And you also couldn't sell your ticket.
No,
So
I only had one ticket.
Oh yeah.
I only had one ticket. Yeah. It was not bad. It was pretty good. Honorable mentions. I got Maddox on there. SPF DJ. I don't know if you guys know SPF. She's from Berlin.
Belgium? Is she Berlin? Is she German?
Berlin. Yeah. Leanne Roberts is up there too. Creeds and Enrico San Giuliano.
Yeah.
Rico's
The Coda
good.
set? The Coda set? Yeah, the Coda set was good.
Yeah. My least favorite of the year, Matt Zoe.
Matt Zoe set.
That was not good.
I didn't put Mazzo in my list is because it's part of like a whole entire night of Anjuna Beats.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a thing that I can just put in here.
The festivals I gone to, I only went to 4. I only went to 4.
Only went to
Went to 4.
I went to the first EI. Oh, actually, I want to put Ali K on honorable mentions because
She had a great year.
yeah, she had a great year. Yeah, I want to put that on honorable mentions. That's when EI. That's when I first discovered Ali K. Really good set. Actually, better than Sarah Laundry, in my opinion.
That was the first EI, right?
yeah, that was the first EI.
Wow.
Yeah,
To say that it's better than Sarah Landry. Wow.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
at the time it was better.
Did the sound? Did the sound have anything to do with it, or just her set?
The set, just a set was better.
This was in May, right?
This was
In May, yeah.
Yes,
That's when
May.
we went.
First
That's when I
May.
went to EDC.
Yeah.
That was everything happened.
That was
weekend.
the Seven Lines weekend.
Yeah, everything happened.
That was
weekend.
a big weekend.
That was a big weekend. Yeah.
I went to Kappa Theater Fest, which is in Italy. Pretty good festival. The bathroom situation, not great. Actually, really bad. Awakenings and Escapade.
Nice.
That was a
Wow, you
that was
had
a
like 3 festivals all in one.
yeah,
was that
yeah.
3 week
I
bender?
did-
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
a
a
3
weekend
weekend
back to back.
Yeah. So what happened was I went to Escapade, and then right after Escapade, I flew straight to Europe. I did a lot of traveling, and then went to Kappa Theater Fest for a 2-day festival, and then I did more traveling on top of that, And then after that, I top it off with Awakenings. By then, I was so dead. I was like, dude.
So that final day of Awakenings canceling was like a blessing.
It
in
was
disguise.
a blessing in disguise. I was disappointed, but it was a blessing in disguise.
It's nice, like, because I flew just for Awakenings mostly. I would have been pissed out of my mind if I flew all the way to Amsterdam. One of the days was, but you can't do anything, right?
Yeah, you can't do anything. The weather.
But like, if I flew like when I went in 2022, and if one of those days were canceled, I'd be like,
yeah, you would be happy.
I would be happy.
It was actually funny because you didn't even want to go to Escapade.
Yeah.
It was peer pressure to him.
I pulled it out at last minute. And
Just like what Christine said, you know, you
can
can't pull it out.
If there's a way, if there's a will, there's a way. Yeah.
All right, Sonny.
Now, hold up.
No, you still.
I got the best venues
sorry.
for 2023, in my opinion, that I went to. I actually went to London Printworks.
Oh, before it closed, right?
Before it closed.
Lucky.
It was a good venue. The music was all right. The bathroom situation was kind of annoying to get to. It's a big thing, like getting to the bathroom, because the venue is like the main stage is like quite a ways to walk, and you gotta walk all the way around the venue just to get back to the dance floor.
Sounds like Access Hub.
Yeah, it literally does. Where you got to go like all the way to the left and then down the stairs.
But now you know there's a second floor. So.
Yeah, now we know that there's a second washroom. I'm gonna.
But the organization at Printworks was phenomenal. They had free water.
And
You
they
know,
closed it.
Yeah.
Free water?
Free water. And they had cups that you can get.
That's like
In
access.
Europe too?
Yeah.
Free water in
and
Europe?
it was branded. It was a Printwork branded cups.
I wonder if
Drumsheds
Drumsheds had that. That'd
Probably. They probably do have that.
There's only one way to find out.
I know. We have to go now. We have to go. Jesus.
Brooklyn Mirage was pretty nice. I think the overall venue I liked it. Especially the seating area. That's a pretty good seating area.
Yeah, where you just chill and watch the sets from inside, especially when it rained on the Sunday.
Yeah.
That was
But
pretty good.
the organizers.
Yeah, because one of your favorite festivals, right, this year? The
Yeah,
organizers?
that's why like New Yorkers boycott Brooklyn Mirage and Ava Gardner because of the whole
Electric
thing.
Zoo.
The Electric Zoo
Yeah.
situation. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I wonder what happened, but I don't know.
I don't know. There's still
And then Egg London is probably
Egg
my
London?
best. Yeah. Yeah.
very
Super under. It was
Europe.
like super underground. Yeah.
International. All right.
All right, let's move on. Last but not
All right,
least.
this chunk.
So I went nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
I barely did anything.
Nowhere but everywhere.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's start off.
Let's start with how many shows you've been to this year.
One.
Okay.
18.
All right.
That's
okay.
a lot of shows.
So
That's like 2
I had
shows a
kind
week.
of a bender of a year.
You did.
I did
yes.
a lot of late night cardio, is what I say. I lifted a lot more this year, so I needed to get my cardio sessions in. So I went to a lot of shows this weekend. I did 118 shows.
Yeah, that's like 2
Yeah.
a week. That's 2 a week.
So technically, and okay, so for when I count shows, I count a festival as a 1 day show. So like I'm counting that in my number. So like Electric Forest Day 1 is 1 show, which makes sense, right? There's music that day, so I count it as 1 show.
So you're averaging 10 shows a month.
It's 2 a week.
Two a week.
2 a week.
2.3 a week.
A week.
Yeah, almost 10 shows a month.
Yeah,
9 to
yeah,
10 shows
yeah.
a month.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at it as 10 cardio sessions in a month that I pay
Plus
for.
gym.
Yeah, plus gym. Yeah, I mean, personal trainers are expensive. I just
No,
do
but
it. I just do
you
it at a
also
show.
have the gym memberships, though, no?
Oh, I know, but that's like $30-something, $40-something a month.
Another
That's one
show.
show.
Another
though.
show,
That's
so
one
like I do
show?
11 shows a month.
Yeah, well, I mean, you
Yeah.
add four
Yeah,
times that is 11 shows.
Yeah, so like I just pay for an expensive show.
130 shows a year.
Yeah. Well, essentially.
Impressive. I'll tell you that. Impressive.
Yeah. Like
So
almost I'm
double that
sober.
next year,
And
right?
he's the oldest one here.
Double that next year, right?
I need more cardio for my age. in order to
Double
stay
that
fit.
next year.
Double-
4 shows a week. Start on Thursdays. Just start on Thursdays.
Oh my god. Oh, we are starting on Thursdays already. Oh my god.
No, he started on Wednesday this week, by the way.
I did. I know, but I'm recording an episode today, so like, I know unless I go to Odessa.
It's over.
No, he's
No,
on
it's
11:30.
still coming on.
If we
Still
end in
got time.
5 minutes, he can make it.
All right.
What's going on? Is AM PM spinning any music?
No, it's not.
EDM Friday's coming soon.
Okay.
Anyways.
So for me, yes, I did a lot of shows. So I guess range. The top raves I went to, I went Fatima Haji, which we already mentioned, fantastic set. Like just
Yeah.
amazing for hard techno
mind-blowing, yeah.
at Coda. Christine mentioned this. I enjoyed the blank set so much. For me, like I've been following him for years. He's been leading the way for him and Nurko, which was honorable mention for me. Those were like the two. Everyone talks about Millennium, but those two for me are like leading the way for melodic dubstep. They're like their sound is so unique.
I would choose Blank over Nurko though.
And I chose Blank over Nurko too, just with the drum and bass factor that he played in Aeon mode set the same night, so he got combo for one. Armin LA surprisingly made my list. Like I mentioned it on my Dream State episode. Like we went in with like low expectations, and he blew me out of the water just because like he played a set that I kind of wanted. It wasn't trance classics only.
But you said you were gonna walk away.
That like yeah, he didn't play any songs that made me other than two that made me cringe. So like it's one of those sets that we talk about. You know when like how we talk about Fatima Haji, where it's like, bro, it's only been an hour. It's like, oh my god, he's still got another hour. It was one of those sets, right? So it was really good.
I love those sets.
I talked about Camo and Crooked. Best BnB set I saw this year. They played an hour and a half. Great mashups. The vibe was good. The crowd was good. DnB at Nomad, fantastic. Just sounded really good. And even though I mentioned K9 was technically in the area 3 times this year, once in Toronto, once in London, and he came back in September for a Coda show. I felt like that was because they knew they did him dirty for the Toronto show.
Right.
So Destiny brought him back for another show. But the K9 London show blew me out of the... Like, it was so good. It was like at like... He just did like some European sets, and he was like peak at that moment, right? So like when I went to London for that one, like London, Ontario, it was like a $20 ticket. Money well spent. Like even that drive, like, it's worth it. Like I had a blast. Honorable mentions for me, TDJ, as what we talked about. Like just fantastic set.
I really enjoyed that set actually.
And Nurko. And then some underrated sets that people may not know of that I went to that I really enjoyed. Fatum. So Fatum's like on the Injuna label. They played at, I forget the club that they played at. It's like the first time I went there, it was like under like, there was like Bolivian orchestra above on the second floor, and then below is where they had like the club. It was off Spadina. I forget what the club name is. That was a great set. They played Injuna classics. Or sorry, not Injuna classics. They played a lot of Injuna bangers, but they've also been going more towards the melodic techno side. So it was like a good hybrid between the two.
Interesting.
Township Rebellion, and I told you, I think way back, these guys are like, last year they were probably one of my top sets at Coda, and they killed it this year too. It didn't have the same effect like last year. Like last year was just like, this might be good.
What type of music is it? Do they have some techno, right?
They have techno. It's techno, but it's like I would like to call it like darker, like ambient techno.
Can you give me a comparison?
Honestly, I find they're so unique. Like just on the spot, I have no idea. Like
some of them I like listen to some of their tracks, and it's like it's techno, but then some of their other tracks is like not techno.
I haven't really discovered anyone else who does the vibe like them. Like it's just so good.
I haven't seen them. I'll have to see them next year.
Yeah, like I recommend everyone Township Rebellion go take a look at the set. Really good. Sarah Landry AP I really enjoyed. Her ARC set was fine for what it was, but her AP set was like fantastic at that I saw. Honorable mention goes to Marsh and Christoph for their all night sets because it was a good journey. Christoph, fantastic DJ, probably one of the best. Did a great journey.
Marsh too.
Marsh, that final hour that we mentioned. Over the moon. And funny, I'm gonna say Abstract as well. The Abstract showed. And I actually didn't even go for Abstract. I went for Night Punk, which was his debut, and Shill was there. Like that entire night was fantastic.
Chill or
Shill?
Chill. I think they call her Chill.
Chill?
Yeah.
Is it Chill or Shill?
Yeah, I think it's Chill.
Chill?
Yeah.
CHYL.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that entire night, some speed house. But then I was actually even debating going to, so I would have been 119 shows because I would have gone to Coda that night. I was debating because my friend had an extra ticket. So I was actually.
Which show?
Eliza Rose.
I don't know.
At Coda. But I ended up Abstract. I'm like, okay, maybe listen to. I've seen Abstract a bunch. I know he throws down. Let me listen to a little bit of Abstract. If throwing down within 5 minutes, like, yeah, I'm staying. And my buddy after is like, I've never seen you bounce that much in a set. And I'm like, it was so much fun.
Abstract's
that set.
Really good.
Like that set was just high energy fun. yeah, so that's for like the shows. For festivals, well, I went to the big festivals I went to were Miami. I did EI one of the weekends. I did Electric Forest this year. I did Dream State.
You also went to
Arc,
Veld.
and I went to One Day Veld. One Day Veld for discounted. My favorite festival set was ISOXO at Electric Forest. And I have honorable mention ISOXO Ultra Miami, which was probably one of my favorite sets at Ultra Miami, because like the crowd energy was just hype. Like for his sets, the crowd in the Electric Forest one, it was unreal. The crowd energy, like it was, everyone was just bouncing, moving. He had the crowd going. I Key 4050 at Dream State. So it was like one of the final sets at Dream State. That one was, they played, I haven't seen Key 4050 before, and they pretty much played everything I wanted them to play. And I was surrounded by friends too, so it made the experience better. And it was in the rain. So like everything just added up. It was like just a beautiful experience. Above and Beyond set at the E-Force where they channeled the rain. So I was actually wrong. I don't think at Veld they channeled the rain at Veld. I think I was wrong about that.
They channeled the rain at EDC.
They channeled the rain at EDC, and they channeled the rain at Electric Forest.
Just Toronto just sucks.
Yeah. Well, we were hoping for rain. Let's just say that. Like, can they channel the rain? But no, I guess it was a mediocre set, so they didn't need to. But like the Electric Forest set was fantastic. Adam Bayer, Sresdi, Ultra Miami. I've mentioned this before. I've traveled to go see their set. I saw their world premiere in 2018 when they did in Miami, and I've gone to New York to see them. But their Ultra set this year was fantastic. Like just like pulsing, groovy, high energy, especially at the Megastructure. And then I'm gonna throw this because Trance Classics, Armin back-to-back Fairy 30-minute set, all Trance Classics for 30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Fuck,
Wow.
man, so good.
Wow.
It was like that made my weekend. Just that 30 minutes of like, yeah, I would just come play classics. Oh my god.
Hashtag Trance Classics only.
Trance Classics only. Honorable mentions for me, because it led right into Marlowe's Tech Energy at Dream State, Hardstyle at Dream State. It was just fun set. Lane 8 Electric Forest, very beautiful set. Our group really enjoyed it. It was just very moving, especially at the E-Force vibe, which is like very happy. I love Sean Tyus at Dream State, producer set. Just he's kickstarted our day 2 properly, right? Just like right off the bat, like just playing all his discography that he's known for and just making a good set. And I mentioned ISOXO Ultra Miami, like it was just put him on the map again, right? I had a couple worse sets also. So surprisingly, 2 of them were free, so that makes sense how they end up being the worst sets. Enamor, which I went with a friend for free, and at a certain point, I'm like, "Yo, when do we want to leave?" I just did that, so I was like, I'm good. I'm done with this set. Joseph Capriardi, and the reason why for him was he was booked on a Thursday, so it was Thursday. It was a Thursday, but he played a tech house set, which pissed me off. Like I wanted a techno set. I've seen Joseph Capriardi techno sets, good.
He's under the Drum Code label, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. But I know he does tech house, but I thought based on the booking company, he was booked to play techno. So I took that gamble and it backfired.
Wow.
So I was pretty bored during that set. And then Lily Palmer, I was pretty hyped for Lily Palmer coming in, too. And I found her set very mediocre.
It was mediocre.
Yeah, so like...
But I don't think in my opinion, it wasn't the worst set.
Yeah.
But...
Are you 2 going this year?
I'm going to go again this year. I'm going to give I'll give her another shot.
It's probably going to be a good set too, but I'm sticking my guns and not going.
Okay, I remember. Okay. So, Deborah DeLuca, I don't know if you went. Did you go? You went to.
I went to Deborah DeLuca.
It was kind of boring.
I enjoyed that set though. I found her set okay. It was a Thursday night set.
It was Thursday night, and it was kind of boring in my opinion. But if she comes back, I'll give it another shot because she does post a lot of good stuff, and I want to give her another shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does produce pretty good songs.
Yeah. Another one for me personally, Murata. So like in my dubstep, like me listening to dubstep, I've been following Murata since he was like a prodigy. Man was like producing some like crazy like sudden death type of stuff, and I did not like every last couple of years he's come to Toronto, and there's always been a conflict where I end up going to another show instead of his. And finally, I had a day where I could go to see a Murata set. And I don't know if it was a set or just Axis didn't have the sound properly. it just sounded like crap.
Mm.
Like with dubstep, like if you're listening to dubstep quiet, it's not gonna sound that great. Like doesn't matter what he's throwing down, right? So it just didn't sound good, and that's why I made the list. And then Matzo, which we talked about.
Yeah, Matzo
That
was not a good one. Not a good one.
So yeah, top festivals for me. I went to like 4 of them. Electric Forest, going for the first time. I can see why it's very popular. It was a fantastic festival with the lineup that they had. I would definitely go again, but for me, it's very lineup dependent. I know everyone says go for the forest experience, but it's also very expensive. So I'd rather use that money for something else.
Right.
But Electric Forest and Dream State. Dream State's my...
Wait, expensive how?
Like
just the camping and then just buying.
It's more not expensive. The ticket price is actually very expensive. Like it's like almost 1,000 Canadian just for the ticket and camping. But yes, it's cheaper than flying somewhere else. You still have to drive there, but it's more the time off. You need like 5 days off, right? And I'd rather use that time for something else. Especially
ADE, right?
Yeah, well, ADE, right? ADE, manifesting that.
We're gonna ADE.
We're gonna do a special at that point, a podcast special at ADE.
We're all going, right?
Yeah, well, that's the plan.
That's the plan. And then Dream State. Dream State's my like yearly pilgrimage now. It's just a fun festival with friends. Top moments. I had some top moments. So one of the big ones was Armin back-to-back Oliver Heldens at Hell Deep Pool Party. Armin just showed up unannounced, and then him and Oliver Heldens did like an hour back-to-back. It was like that Kiki.
No, the Kiki back to back with Armin.
It's exactly like that. It happened at Ultra.
I want that set for Christmas.
Yeah. That's Benny's 2024 wish list. Just make it happen.
I want to see that set.
Megastructure at Ultra Miami. Like I've been twice to Ultra Miami, and Megastructure this year was on like crack. I would say it was just so good. I want to say hearing 7 Lines close with Rush Over Me, the trance version. And the first time, although I watched it 3 times, the third time was still pretty hype when I heard it the third time. So like, you just knew it was coming. I'm like, he's gonna play Rush Over Me, trance version. Experience. So I'll mention this in the venues, but experience Radius for the first time, like the venue, fantastic venue. I'll talk about it in a bit. And I have a couple. For me, I like seeing sets in the rain. So Above and Beyond in the rain.
Wow.
Marlowe and Key 4060 in the rain and Afterlife in the rain were pretty highlight moments. Yeah, you get cold, but seeing a set in the rain's pretty fun.
Actually, I saw Afterlife at Kappa and in New York, and it rained at Kappa as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is the Afterlife.
Yeah. But it's a nice experience, right? Especially if you're okay with it.
It was not like crazy like the New York one, but it was like drizzling, which was sort of nice. And
although I'm gonna mention this because technically it was history, but like after Dream Stay I was really tired too. But seeing ISO XO back-to-back Noctouche sell at the Shrine, for a lot of people that's like a big moment in the year, like a top EDM moment. And I realized being there, I'm actually part of something special. I was part of something special, seeing them up there and them knowing where they grew up from in the area and them being to sell at the Shrine. It's like a big moment for the community as well. So it was good to be part of history. Clubs of the year. So obviously, I want to give shout out to Coda this year because they booked some fantastic events.
Acts, yeah.
Like I was pretty much, I'm on first name basis with Mike, the doorman at Coda at the stage this year because he sees me all the time. I'm like, he always asks me what's the next one. I'll see you tomorrow. History. I think history took big leaps this year for how the venue is, sound, and all that. And I do want to mention, you mentioned it, Brooklyn Mirage for the first time was pretty cool venue. Yeah, but for me, it didn't make my thing because of Radius Chicago. So for anyone, I experienced Radius at ARC at the AP. We went twice for the AP, and my other friends went. They bought a ticket for day 2 to go to the AP because they loved Radius that much. So they went Radius 3 times.
Jeez.
Just a fantastic, like honestly, like it's how I envisioned Rebel would be run, like something that organized, that like sound system that good, layout that good. I would actually travel, people talk about traveling in Book of Mirage. I would travel to an event at Radius if it was the right event. Like the way the venue worked too, especially that they have technically 2 halls. So they have the main hall, which is Radius, and then they have something called Ceramic Hall. and one ticket actually gets you access to both venues during that AP weekend for ARC. So on day one, Boris Brecha was playing at Ceramic, and Eric Prydz was playing at Radius. Technically, one ticket gets you access to both. Wow. So you could go see Boris, and you can go see Eric. They did conflict, but the premise is there. Like, you can go see both. You can go walk into both rooms like nothing. And then on the day we went to Sarah Landra AP, but I stayed for Tale of Us. I didn't watch Tale of Us, but I stayed in that Radius room until Sarah Landry came on for the most part. So like you just had access. The flow of the venue was just so good. Fantastic venue. Yeah.
What I liked about the screen room at Brooklyn Mirage was because I'm not the tallest person, so at the screen room I just stand there and I can see everything.
Yeah.
And the sound is just as good.
Yeah, because the King's Hall, right?
Yeah.
So because they use that room as like their winter event room, the one room, the viewing area room, they use that as an actual event area. So the sound is really good.
Yeah, the sound is good in there. So it's like I get to see, and I'm not missing on the sound quality.
I think my problem was, it comes back to what Christine said, is that knowing who runs it and just that stigmatism kind of like downplay. But the venue as itself is great, except for they took my hand sanitizer, which my sister gifted me. So I was a little sad about that.
Was it scented?
Yes.
Did you learn anything from raving this year?
You can start the weekend early by going to Thursday events.
Or Wednesday.
Or Wednesday events.
Pro strat.
It makes the weekend more exciting when you realize, hey, I'm going on Thursday instead of Friday.
I think that's too much, because you just die on Friday. Oh my god!
I can do like concerts. I can do concerts on Tuesdays, Thursdays, no problem.
Concerts, yeah. So EM shows, like when they end at 3 a.m.
Look at him. He's like a mom right now.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's something I learned this year. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying I learned that your weekend starts early if you just go to a Thursday event.
I know, because I was there too.
I know. and this trend of Thursday shows is like, what the fuck? Anything else? Let me think. That's
I think I forgot to mention mine. In Europe there are day shows,
day parties,
parties in the club, not like outside, outdoors. Like, it's like outdoor, right? No, these are like day clubs, and you can go in and you party till like 1 a.m. to like 10 p.m.
Jeez.
Not 1 a.m. 1 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then you go to the next one after.
So I think one of the ones I'll mention. We'll probably have an episode on this because we talked about it, like how to prepare for a festival. Do maintenance before the festival.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right? I think that's one thing. I didn't do it for Ultra Miami, and by the final day, my back was feeling it. But for E-Force, I did everything proper, and I felt like I could go another day. Just doing proper like massage therapy and stuff like that.
By at the end of Awakening. It's like,
well, you did a 3-week bender, so I would expect, and you probably did some sightseeing too. So it's like
a lot of sightseeing.
Because when I did Awakenings too, it was like I remember we landed, we toured, we walked like I don't know how many kilometers that day touring. Then the next day I had the bright idea to rent a bike and bike all around Amsterdam. And then I realized on Friday, oh fuck, I got a 3-day festival to come up. And then by Sunday I was like, oh my god, I'm so fried right now.
Miserable. Yeah.
That was our 2023.
Well, it's also like Ultra Miami is the first big festival. A lot of people have not been preparing. Just go for it, right?
Right. But what we'll talk about in the one when we record it is like what I do for the future ones has paid off dividends. I didn't do it for Ultra Miami, and I suffered for it. And I felt like if I did that, it would have been fine.
Hostels are a great option if you're traveling for raving. Glam camping is pretty great.
If you can afford it,
yeah. If you can go.
Tomorrowland winter. If you have, they had NFTs. Yikern was telling me that if you have NFTs, that they're giving away previous years, you can actually get early access to Tomorrowland tickets. Yeah,
I know friends who've already got their Tomorrowland ticket because of that. But apparently the NFTs are super expensive now.
Yeah,
probably.
You have to just get it early.
Yeah.
Like you need to afford like almost $1,000 initially, or something. Maybe more.
It's probably worth a lot more now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's everything. Anyone else have anything to add?
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for a great 2023.
Thank you, 2023.
See you in 2024.
We'll go harder in 2024.
Where the weekend starts on Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay, no.
No.
Yeah,
Please don't take our advice.
That's not happening.
I hope to God it doesn't happen. These event promoters
But
may get crafty.
We are starting our first show on a Thursday, right? Next year? Is that a fit?
Are we? No.
No.
Perk.
Perk is on a Friday.
Okay.
No, we're not degenerating that quick.
Thank you guys
2
for
weeks
listening.
after, yes.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks
Good
for
night.
watching.
Thanks for the support since our launch.
Yeah, we'll have something in the description. Our links to our socials. I think the next episode we're gonna do a overlook on 2024. We'll talk about what festivals we're excited to see. Maybe some tips on that. Or we do a dedicated episode.
Yeah. Probably dedicated episode.
Yeah.
I think it's more like what 2024 outlook is, and then shows we're excited for too that have not announced.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.